Welcome back to the Flower Garden. My name is Lisa, and in today's video I wanted to talk about something very different, very exciting. Woo! The Great Awakening map. Dun dun dun! First things first, what is the map? So the map is actually a collection of rabbit holes. Most people call these rabbit holes conspiracy theories. I tend to not like using that term because it was actually coined by the CIA in like the 70s to discredit people doing independent research. So I don't use that term because of that. So what I actually like to use is their conspiracy truths, because that's different and cool and yeah. Anyway, so the rabbit holes are basically things that you can research and find out more about. So it's all about independent research. It's all about free thinking. That's kind of like when you look at the map, that's basically if the map were to have values, which we'll actually talk about the artist, but if the map were to have values, the map would value independent thinking, okay? It would value truth and awakening. That's what I would say. So what I like to say is the map kind of has two sides of awakening on it. So obviously everything is the law of one, right? Everything is one, everything is connected, yin and yang. You can't have dark without light. But I think personally that at the bottom here, which maybe you'll be able to see it, but this here, this bottom portion, hopefully you can see that. I wish I had like an actual map, but I just have a blanket because it's comfy and nice. But I have this bottom part here, which is like half a circle, and it's Earth. And I'll probably have an image here somewhere to reference. But basically my interpretation of it is I think that on this side, there's a lot of dark sides of awakening. So it's a lot of like QAnon, a lot of, there's like all kinds of secret government things and inner earth things, which isn't always dark. Not inner earth stuff isn't dark, but it's all topics that usually people who come from the dark side of awakening tend to start from, which is usually conspiracy theories, questioning the matrix, questioning the illusion of reality, and getting very upset about it usually. Usually you're upset about it and you're just like preaching to the world and trying to wake everyone in your life up and no one listens and you're like, oh my God, we're doomed. So that tends to be that side of the map. The other side of the map, I personally think, has more of the light elements, more of the light side of awakening, which, there's the rainbow body is on there, plant medicines are on there, the law of attraction is on there, all kinds of different things. So basically the rabbit holes, okay, they're all topics, right? So it's not that none of these necessarily explain themselves. A lot of times you'll see something and be like, what the fuck? And then you're like, I want to know more about this. And that's the intention of the map, right? The intention of the map is to get you to do your own research to find out more about it. So it's all these different topics that you can learn more about to start dispelling the illusions of our reality and all of the illusions that, society and the cabal and all of these other things have created for us. So let's talk about the artist, okay? And this is something that a lot of people actually buy this map and they don't even know who created it. They don't know much about it. They know it's a collection of rabbit holes, but they don't know anything aside from that. They're just like, okay, I know that it's this really cool map and it has like every topic you could possibly think of about awakening that you would want to know about. So the artist, his name is actually Champ Perinya. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. But Champ is actually a psychedelic artist. When I say psychedelic artist, I mean a lot of his art comes from plant medicine, trips that he's done and things like that. He's a psychonaut. So he's had a lot of experiences like that, and he basically creates art based on the worlds that he visits and the experiences that he has and whatever he sees there. So he has actually been a pretty well-renowned artist in the LA area for I think probably 10 years. He has had a very successful art career. Then in 2018, he had the idea for this map. And the way that he got the idea was he basically got this download from the, just from source, from the divine, whatever idea decided to knock on his head and be like, hey, you should do this. He got the idea in 2018 to create something that would exponentially escalate the awakening of humanity. So something that would trigger people to awaken further. And that's where this map came in. And basically what he did was he had already done, independent research for about 10 years about all of these different topics. And then interestingly enough, in 2018 was also when the QAnon movement started, right? Q came on the scene, and then that's when it started, building an audience and things like that. So the way that Champ explains it, he actually added the Q aspect later, like as he was creating it. And obviously there were other things that came in that are great on there that came in later and as he was brainstorming, but it was totally just like a completely channeled piece of art. Like it's very interesting. So the reason I wanted to talk about Champ is because oftentimes people who see this map, they think like an alien made it. I think it's like otherworldly, which it is, except it was channeled through an actual real human being. And it has a lot of interesting topics on it. One of my, some of my favorites, okay, I'll talk about just a couple of my favorite topics on here. It does have Gaia on there, Gaia TV, if you guys watch Gaia TV. It has Gaia on there. And then it has Cosmic Disclosure, which is my favorite show for all kinds of alien disclosure and secret space program disclosure and cabal secret space program crazy government stuff disclosure. It's great. I love it a lot. And it has all of the whistleblowers that are on that show on there, and it also has a lot of other different whistleblowers that, have been around for a long time, such as Bob Lazar. I think Bob Lazar is on the map. I'm actually not sure if he is. But there are all kinds of different whistleblowers and things. So whistleblowers, one of my favorite topics. If you want to start somewhere, research the whistleblowers. Let's talk about the structure of the map, okay? So upon looking at it, it is a clusterfuck of topics. It's just kind of random. But then you start seeing there are all of these arrows that are connecting to different things. And you're like, wow, I wonder how this connects. So it actually like it pulls you in more because you're intrigued and you're like, okay, well now I want to know more about this topic, but I also want to know how it relates to this thing that it's pointing to here. It's crazy. But the structure of it is, like I said, at the bottom there's Earth. Okay, and the reason that I got this idea for it being like half of it is like the dark side of awakening, half of it is the light side of awakening, which it isn't exactly, but that was just my fun, genius interpretation of it, is because it's on Earth, okay? So the reason that I talked about it as like the two sides of awakening is because those two sides are on the actual half sphere of the Earth that's on the map. Then there are all of these, it's basically like a screen grab of our solar system, I guess, in a way, because not really a screen grab, but you get what I'm saying. It's like there's planets. So there's the Earth, then there's a bubble. So it's all these bubbles, right? It's like the Earth bubble. And then there's this bubble that has the secret space program bubble, which is my favorite topic to look into. So if there's anywhere you want to start, that is what I recommend. Then there is all of these planets, right? So there's Mars, and it talks about the colonies on Mars. It talks about, all kinds of different stuff regarding Mars, our relationship to Mars, Earthlings' relationship to Mars, and our secret space program's relationship to Mars. Then it has other planets. I think it has Saturn, for sure has Saturn. I think it has Uranus. I'm not sure if it does. And then there are other different bubbles, but the point is, it's very fascinating. You'll just want to look at it for hours. And I wanted to talk about it because I wanted to introduce it to you because it is one of my favorite things. I love talking about the map. I love talking about disclosure information. I tend to not in my videos. I do a lot on my Facebook Lives and other things when people ask questions. If you don't follow me on Facebook, then go ahead and do that because I do live Q&As every Friday, so you can come and chat with me, and it's a lot of fun. But I do love talking about this map. Okay, so something I just wanted to introduce it to all of you guys, right? And like I was saying, the reason that I don't really talk about it much is because a lot of people, you know, they just, it turns them off, like talking about, you know, conspiracy theories and things like that. So I tend not to, because I want to make myself more accessible to the most amount of people. But this is who I am. I love this map. I love all of this information. I love reading about, you know, I loved reading the raw material. The raw material is definitely on here. I loved reading the raw material, right? I love watching Cosmic Disclosure. I love all of these. I just love learning about the different alien species and the inner Earth civilizations and all of this stuff. So I wanted you to kind of get into a look of like, this is an aspect of my spiritual journey. And if you would like to be here on this island that is the Great Awakening map with me and other people who like this map, then you can come be with us. And if not, that's fine too. It's up to you, right? I will still love you and accept you, and you can subscribe to this channel even if you don't agree. It's fine. Go ahead, do it. Subscribe now. Do it. Good. I'm glad you did that. I believe that's everything I had to say about the map. Obviously, it's huge, so there's a lot of different things that I could say, like, oh, I like this, and I like this, and I like this, but the intention of this video was just kind of introduce you to it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, make sure you turn on the notification bell, because in the next video, I'm actually going to be talking about why I'm vegan, especially in a spiritual sense. Why am I vegan for the spiritual reasons, right? Because most people are vegan for the environment or for animals, and I'm vegan for all those reasons too, but I also have an energetic reason that I want to talk to you about. And then, if you want to see more videos about the law of attraction, about mindset shifts, about aliens, hopefully we make more videos about aliens, then you can check out the videos right here. And until next time, I love you. I hope you have a good day and a good week. Bye.